Welcome back. You're watching Prime Property. Pune, a booming real estate market, now seems to be entering the slow lane. Prices have appreciated from a peak of 8,000 rupees a square foot 2 years ago to about 20,000 rupees a square foot. Real estate rating agency Lysis 4R says sales in the April to June quarter have fallen 19% year-on-year and 15% quarter-on-quarter. It also cautions unsold inventory for a small city like Pune is at a high of 54 million square feet. We decided it's time to find out more about this property market and interviewed Pune's realty giant Kolte-Patil. I began by asking Kolte-Patil's CEO if the company had had a bad first quarter this fiscal.
Last quarter wasn't too different. I mean, if you compare it with the Jan to March quarter, the April to June, we were able to do about 0.45 million, which was just about 50,000 square feet less than what we had done in the previous quarter. So not too much, impact as far as numbers go as of last quarter. In fact, the average price realization for us was about 3-4% more on a quarter-on-quarter basis as compared to the last quarter of last financial year.
So sales were a little lower, even if you say it's by a marginal 50,000 square feet. Given all of this, will Kolte-Patil delay launches, perhaps rework business plans?
Sure. So we do not plan to actually delay any of our launches if we receive once we receive the approvals. In fact, we launched Margosa Heights Phase 3 in the last quarter, which received decent response. That's a project in NIBM area. Then we have launched, pre-launched 2 of our upcoming launches, one in Kharadi, other is again in NIBM. Both the pre-launches were decently successful, I would assume. And we'll continue with the launch plans as per the original plans. We're not changing any of our plans for launches as of now.
So launches will be as planned. Now, Sujay, Kolte-Patil, known as one of Pune's biggest real estate companies, as objectively as possible, can you tell me which are the pockets in Pune that are doing well and at what price points should one enter?
Sure. So I would assume if we are talking about eastern suburbs, Kharadi continues to do very well. Wagholi again continues to do very well because it's affordably priced in the bracket of 3,500 to 4,000. Obviously, Kharadi is that ideally priced at between 5 to 6, 7,000 rupees a square feet. Again, on the western side, we continue to see good traction in the markets of Aund, Hinjewadi, Baner. For a rightly sized product. Obviously, in some of these markets, you also have bigger products that are targeted towards, HNI segment. But if you have a rightly sized and rightly priced products, we are still seeing decent offtake per se in these markets. You have you do have slowdown when you talk about the markets of Talegaon, Chakan, some other markets which are located in the south. Eastern part of Pune like Undri, where we are seeing some amount of drop in sales. But again, if you are in the right market and if you have the right size product, it's still selling actually.
So Jay, given what you're saying, then at what price bracket should someone look to invest in places like, let's say, Hinjewadi?
So for example, for a market like Aund, which is for a market like Hinjewadi, which is slightly away from the city, any price point in the range of 4,500 to 5,500, that kind of is sweet. And similarly, the product size, if it's in the range of 1,100 to 1,500 square feet apartment, it's still seeing some offtake. The moment you have a product which may be about 3,000 square feet apartments or villas or for that matter anything, and the ticket size crosses 1.5 crore for a market like Hinjewadi, you see some amount of drop in sales velocity. Similar to in a market like Baner, ideal price is in the range of 6 to 8,000 rupees a square feet, but you still have and the product sizing may be in the range of 1,200 to 1,800 square feet. You have few projects there which are priced at 12,000 rupees and you have sizing which is 4,000 square feet. So again, those will definitely have inventory build up because the velocities there are not so predictable like what we have other products.
You say there are signs of a slowdown in areas like Talegaon. What are the prevailing prices there right now? Have these prices cracked?
So in the distant markets of Talegaon and Undri and those locations, Manjari for example, what happens is the social infrastructure is not yet built up. it's getting developed along with the real estate. So there's always this, from a customer's perspective, there's always this quandary whether to pay 10% more and be present in the market which at least has the infrastructure developed, or then be part of, if it's affordability question, then be part of a market where infrastructure is not developed but it will eventually get developed. So these are the markets that get hit the first if there's some correction. As far as the prevalent rates in Talegaon go, they are anyways hovering from 3,500 to 4,200 rupees a square feet, and we feel in those distant markets you might have price corrections of about 5%.
Let's talk about Kolte-Patil now. What are your launch plans in the city of Pune?
Sure. So we have two upcoming launches, Tuscan Estates Phase 2, which is priced at about 6,500 rupees in Kharadi. And then we have Allura, 24K Allura, another of our 24K offering lined up at NIBM. Hopefully both these launches should happen before, just in the around first week of September. Allura will be priced at about 5,500 to 6,000 rupees a square feet. So these are the two confirmed launches for which we have already received approvals in the last quarter.
I don't know the specs. What's the final ticket price?
Sure. So for Tuscan Estates, the ticket size will be in the range of about 1.2 to 2 crores each apartment. And for Allura it will be again pretty much in the same range from 1.2 to 1.5 crores each apartment. Then we have we are launching one additional sector at our Hinjewadi Life Republic Township, which is located at Hinjewadi. So those will be all apartments which will be priced at about 5.5, but the ticket size will be from 30 lakh to 55 to 60 lakh each apartment.
You know, from what all you told me earlier, this launch price is more expensive than the market rate and higher than what you yourself said should be considered as a sound investment. Why is that the case?
Yes, because this is a 400-acre integrated township. So obviously, from a customer perspective, we have right from the start we have always commanded a 10% premium to the local market. This is the largest township in that particular area. In fact, one of the largest in Pune. So obviously we are able to attract that kind of premium.
There you go. Hope those were useful tips for all you guys looking to invest in Pune. It does seem as if for now Pune's heydays are a thing of the past, even if that's a temporary phenomenon. The market has peaked and a price correction cannot be ruled out. Unfortunately, we're completely out of time, so we have to say goodbye. See you same time next week.